It's just almost like a perfect movie.
Definitely an essential.
I wonder when George Stevens first came in contact with this
I don't know.
subject matter.
And coming just out of the war,
Right.
it gives me pause of how he looked at this and said, after all he'd been through and what he'd seen, that he wanted to do this gentle story about family coming to America to find their way in this in America from a different land. And there are some feelings, like we were saying, of how you raise children to teach them compassion and a sense of dignity. And I do, find myself again pausing and wondering if this movie would be made today. This wonderful movie that is so, in some ways, certainly about family, but with this mother at the helm of it, and really told from the daughter's point of view. If they wouldn't label this a woman's film, and it wouldn't be made, or it would be, given very little budget and not first-class writing,
What do
I
you
don't
think
know.
people mean by a woman's film? Is
I
that a
don't
put
know.
down?
It is a put down. They meant it to be when it was invented. They, in one of our films we've watched, I read someone's review of Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore in the 70s, and it seems that in the 70s they started to take this derogatory tone towards films that had a softer nature, that had, like this, it's about family and how it interacts, and it isn't, there's not a lot of car chases and battles, and there's a lot of strong female performances.
I mean, my problem with the movies today are the fact that they're all action films now. They're all the same movie.
Yeah.
And the thing I liked about films back when I first started loving movies, and why I like TCM, is the fact that you do have choices. You have different kinds of movies.
Yeah.
If you go to the movies, if you want to see anything except a action film, you're out of luck.
Yeah, I know.
Basically out of luck, unless you live in a very big city that has revival.
Well, it has
theaters
art
and
houses that are
art
bringing in
houses.
some foreign films,
And-
very independent
Right.
films. There are some, there'll be a handful of independent films. But even then, those independent films are made for, I'm not talking about a fraction of the budget. I'm talking about minuscule a budget that even these films weren't made at.
Well, I got to tell you, when I become emperor of the world, it's going to change.
Oh.
And you're going to be my empress.
Great.
And you can make decisions as well.
When does this happen?
Very soon.
Very soon, okay.
Maybe around lunchtime.
Lunchtime
Yes.
even, okay.
So get ready. We'll change all of this.
We're going to change
We'll
it.
make it better.
Okay,
Okay?
good. Yeah.
You and me together. So please join us again next week. We're going to highlight another film on The Essentials. Here's a preview. The Picture of Dorian Gray, 1945.
I think this is an example of how important casting is.
This is very early Angela Lansbury. She's wonderful in this.
George Sanders is always good. I adore him.
There's a great mystique to this movie, due in large part to the black and white cinematography of Harry Stradling Sr. From 1945, The Picture of Dorian Gray. That's next Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can find out more at tcm.com/essentials. Thanks for joining us for The Essentials.
TCM